Good evening. Hello everyone. Pop your hands up. I want you to close your eyes and I want you to picture yourself in a large open field. Me, hello, good afternoon and welcome. And I hope you like the page and I hope you continue to follow me and just absorb all of the spiritual content. Also, just want to tell you all, I've got a YouTube channel. Did you all know I've got a YouTube channel? And literally I put these things on, these videos, and I put different other bits on, and it's really growing. I'm doing nothing to actively grow it, and it's really growing, and I'm getting loads of views on there. So I'm like, oh, isn't that good? So so if you are on YouTube, please could you like and subscribe to help me build up even more. And there we go. So let's get started. We're going to talk today, I was going to say this evening, but this afternoon, about signs and meanings. And this is something we're going to cover again next week in the 5 ways in 5 days. But I really want to talk about this because it must be the most common question I get in the groups. So when my groups are being populated with questions, it's I've got a feather, or I've got 111, or I can see rainbows, or I can hear music. The music songs that I hear are resonating with me, and everywhere I go, I can hear the same song, or it's giving me goosebumps, or there's something about it that's caught their attention. What's the other one that they do? I'm having very vivid dreams. Is it a sign? And also about if someone's decided they want to move away from something and they want to close a door, maybe on a job, maybe they've decided they're not going to go for a promotion, they're just going to stay where they are, and that feels good to them. And then all of a sudden the promotion is given to them with bells on, with whistles, and people are offering them the job, and they want to know if they want extra holiday, and they want to have a bonus, and they get the flexible time that they've wanted. And people are like, but I've decided I wasn't going to do it, and now it's come to me with the big bells and whistles and a silver bow. Katie, do I take it? What do I do? And is it a sign? And this is what I get. And it is very, very normal to feel confused when you get these signs through. And also, if you're not spiritual and you're not working with them every single day, or you're not necessarily a light worker, how on earth are you supposed to know what they're trying to tell you and what they're trying to communicate? You know, there's so many different ways that spirit will communicate with you. Those are just some random examples I've given you, probably the most common examples, but there are many other ways that you can find that they're around you, that you can feel them, that you know they're guiding you, that they're presenting opportunities to you. And I mean, if there's any others I haven't listed, please list them. There's so many, you know, and we could be here all day listing them all, but please put them in the comments if you've had something different. But the best part is, it's great that they're communicating, it's great that they're sending us these signs, it's great that they want to share with us so much knowledge, and it's great that they're up there with their little clipboard and pens. That's what I imagine them to be like, and a little clipboard and pens writing down, well, so and so's doing well today, or oh, they've decided against that, but don't you think it'd be better for them? So let's give them this, and then hopefully they'll go for it, and then we can put them back on track. Like, I just think they're sat there with this, well, they are, maybe not with the clipboard and pens, that might be me adding something extra onto it. But I believe that they're up there with their plan for us, their guidance, their love, their support, and just all of our best interests at heart. That's what they do, and I know they do, and I know that's what they're there for. And these are your guardian angels. And as you know, your guardian angel can be anyone, really. Can be anyone that you've either resonated with, maybe on earth for a short period of time, even somebody you haven't even met, that is a family member that wants to look after you, or it can be just a ball of light and an angel, and that's it, and that's who they are. But their sole purpose is to look after you and to make sure you're happy, you're guided, and you're following their signs. That's what their job is. So when there's so many different signs and there's so many different ways and there's so many different things that they do to communicate, it can feel really discombobulated as to know what exactly you're following, how you know where you're going, like what is it that they're trying to, it's like, the only way I can describe it sometimes is when you're trying to learn Morse code or a foreign language, and you know how you can hear things and you can probably make out 1 or 2 words. Say if you started taking French and you're not French, not from France, and you're trying to learn, and these words come in and somebody speaks really fast to you, and it's like literally like blah 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 blah. You know, if you went to a restaurant and they talk really really fast at you, and you just almost like you caught one or two words, and you're like, yeah, that means that. And then if I piece it together and think about the scenario we're in and the surroundings we're in, what could they possibly mean by the rest of the sentence? So you kind of try and work out in your mind what you think they're trying to say. And it's hard work, isn't it? It's a breakdown in communication. It's hard going. You feel like you're both like clanging against each other. You end up waving your arms around. And I don't know about you, but I end up doing some weird accent. I'm like, what? I end up going really slow and really like, can you say that again? And I really like accentuate all the words. So it's like I do that with spirit as well. So if there's a sign coming through and I can feel it and I feel that there's something special about it, or I feel like it's grabbed my attention, and I'm like, well, did I ask for a sign? What have I been bothered about? What have I spoke to them about last night? Or what is it around this situation that I need to pay attention to? Is there something coming up here that I need to be aware of? And I run through all these different scenarios in my head. So I have the same conversation with spirit as I would with somebody trying to speak fluent French at me. I'd still go, huh? What? I'd slow down my words, I'd slow down my pace, I'd be like questioning it, trying to bring it in, trying to understand. And it's amazing, it's so interesting, it's really interesting. It is also frustrating, it is also very tiring to try and work out what exactly this is and where you're supposed to go with these signs. Now, if you're one of those lucky people that has a really 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 good connection with spirit and you kind of know what your sign is, maybe it's numbers, maybe it's rainbows, maybe it's pennies or songs, whatever it is that you've got, that's normally your normal sign that you get. And then you've asked for something, so say if you've meditated or you've just asked out loud or you've written in your diary or whatever it is that you do to communicate with them, and you've gone, I know I need this, I need you to give me a sign that you hear me, that you support me, and that you understand what I'm saying, and then you get your sign. Then you're just like skipping around like you know, I got the sign, I got my sign, it's all good, I'm protected, I'm loved. And it all feels like so amazing, doesn't it? And you almost feel like, la. And you know, it's just like you've been given your green light that it's all good, off you go, you're well protected here, we've got your back, off you go. So you feel very much like that. But when you get your sign, and say for example you've not spoke to spirit, maybe for the past week you've not had a chance to speak to spirit, you've been in your bubble, maybe you're one of these people that only speaks to them when there's something that you need support on, and don't feel bad about that because that's very normal. Or you feel like you just, you know, you're in a good place and you haven't really asked them for anything, you've just been busy doing your own thing, life gets in the way, and then all of a sudden you get something and it grabs your attention. And it isn't just a feather, it isn't just a white feather next to a pond where there's white ducks. It's like the feathers just come to you. It just feels really weird, or it feels like it's arrived in a real obscure place that sorry, my chewing gum, a real obscure place that just couldn't be normally rationalized for where a feather would be. And you're like, okay, that's interesting. You've got my attention. And then you start thinking, well, who's this from? You know, where's this coming from? What's going on around me? Is there something I need to be paying attention to? Is it a warning? What's happening? Or they come in different colours, and then you're thinking it's a different colour. Is a different colour a different meaning? So all these things start going around your head. And really, there should be some kind of Bible, there should be some kind of book or a guideline. And because it's different for each and every one of you, unfortunately, trying to create such a book would be practically mission impossible. It would be a nightmare trying to create. But if there was one, wouldn't it be amazing? Don't you think? If there was a dictionary where this is your spiritual signs, all you need to do is look them up and we'll be able to help you and you'll find your meaning straight away and all will become clear and all will be great. Wouldn't that be amazing? You'd be like, yay, this is great. I've got my sign. I know what it is. I can look it up and I can piece it together and it's all good. But it doesn't quite work like that. And it doesn't even work as in the language where you can learn French. And once you've learned French, you know what everything means and you know what they're saying and you can, you know, have a great conversation with somebody. It doesn't even work that way. You've got to be really aware of yourself first and foremost. You've got to understand what signs you actually get through, how they come through to you, how spirit communicate with you. So do they just come to you when there's something maybe pre-warned that you need to be aware of and something you need to be giving you the heads up almost? Is it that somebody, you only get your signs around maybe a loved one's passing over, on their anniversary, or when it's coming up to Christmas or a special occasion, or maybe somebody's about to have a baby in the family. Those sorts of things definitely awaken the spirit world. Or if somebody's getting married, all of that energy of that emotion and all that love and all that heightened energy of a family coming together can definitely awaken spiritual emotion. So maybe that's the only time that you get that. Maybe you've got an understanding with spirit and you know how it works. So if you've built that relationship, that's amazing. So you can almost understand when the communication's coming and when you need to pay attention. But if you're not like that, then you need to sort of be aware of what's happening. So if you are a person that's possibly never really had an abundance of signs, or things haven't always come through to you, you need to start to build a relationship now with spirit and slow down the process of these signs and really understand what it is they're trying to communicate with you and how they're trying to communicate. Because with the best will in the world, everyone's different. Everyone's scenarios, everyone's life, everyone's connection, everyone's energy that will radiate, everyone's different. So what could be relative to one person could not be the relative to the other, and it might not resonate with you. So the best way to do this is for you to understand how it works in your world and what's going on within you, and then we can adapt it and understand the teaching, understand the message, and really move forward with it that way. Okay, so pick what sign that you feel that you see the most, or a sign that you would feel the most comfortable with. And when you know it's a sign and not just a case of something's just appeared in front of you, it's because it's been delivered to you in such a different way. So, I mean, we can sit here, let's take numbers for example. I'm looking at my clock here, it says 1714 and it says 19/6/2020, which is the date. That's not grabbing my attention. Sometimes I could be scrolling through Facebook, I could be looking on in a book, or I could just be driving along in the car, and all of a sudden there's something about a number that just stands out. It just pops out. It grabs my attention. It's almost like there's a beacon around it, or it's highlighted, or like someone's just put a spotlight on it and gone da like that, and you can see it and it just stands out and it's highlighted. Do you all understand what I mean? Has this happened to anyone else? Let me know in the comments. And either your goosebumps come up on your arms, or there's just something like a gentle warming around your back, but there's a sign, there's something that's made you look at it in a different way. So you recognize that there's numbers everywhere, and you're not necessarily hunting for things, but you just recognize it, you resonate with it, it's talking to you, you're feeling it, and that's what's making you feel like, I need to pay attention to that number. I need to know what that number means. Why is it standing out to me? What's it about? So that's a sign of your angels. The same goes with rainbows. I've seen so many rainbows, and I just think, oh, aren't they pretty? And then there's some, and I'm just like, oh wow, oh wow, I've never seen a rainbow like that. That is incredible, and it just gets you. It's almost like you hear music in your head and everything else, and just grabs your attention. So if, for example, you've had this happen to you and you haven't asked for anything in particular, and you all understand about the numbers, so you all understand what I mean about that feeling that it's just different, it's highlighted. Perfect, amazing. Keep the comments coming, guys. Let me know that you're understanding what I'm talking about here, because it's so hard to try and generalize this and try and put it in a way that you guys can understand, and also how you can actually use this yourself going forward. But let's see where we're going with this. So you've got your sign, you know what the numbers are, and you feel it, you feel the power of it, it's different. So if you haven't actually asked for anything and you've just getting this and it's resonating with you, it's making the hairs on the back of your head back of your neck stand up, there's something that's grabbed you, then you can start to go, okay, it can be in a thing for them to say, like something to grab your attention, to say, well, can you reach out to us? We want to support you. We've got something we want to talk to you about. Could you possibly speak to us? So if that's the case, you need to just meditate or chat to them, however you wish to communicate. Now, I always say to my trainees, and I always say to my psychic clients and also my business clients, and you'll hear me say this probably on these live streams as well, how you feel the most comfortable communicating is the way that you should try and communicate with spirit. So I feel the most comfortable talking face to face. I don't particularly like speaking on the phone. I feel like it's a waste of time. I'd rather see people, and also I would text for speed because I'm always in a rush, so I'll probably voice note. So things like that. So I know that I'm better vocal. So I speak out loud to spirit to communicate. And then at night time, sometimes I just write it in my diary, and I just write it in my, I've got a special diary for spirit. So I write in my diary to spirit, and I write to them and I speak to them. So again, it depends on what mood you're in, but how you want to communicate with them. If you've had your signs, something's resonated with you, and you feel like someone's trying to communicate with you, it's best that you try and find a way that you feel comfortable communicating back. And like I said, it's how you would normally communicate with anyone. Do that and ask and go, I'm here. I recognise your sign. Thank you so much for sending it to me. Is there anything that you need clarity on? Is there something you're trying to support me with? And I'm here and I'm open, I'm ready to receive. Okay. Now, if there is something, I would like you to also take a moment to think about what's going on in your life. Is there somebody that's maybe unwell? Is there a decision you're trying to make? Is there a business problem that you're really struggling with? Is there something that's really playing on your mind? Like, think about what's going on within you and what it is that they can actually maybe support you with. You know, is there something at the back of your mind you've been pondering, and then now you're getting all your signs coming through? So again, it's a chance for you to reach out and go, you know what, yeah, I need support, I need help. Or actually, yeah, I didn't realize that was bothering me so much, but obviously they picked up that it's bothering you, and this is what I need to do, and I need to communicate, I need to ask for help. So do that, find a way that you feel easy to communicate. Do that, think about what it is that they could support you with, and just allow that flow to trust, and just make sure you're speaking, asking. And again, if you want to have reassurance that they've heard you, and you want to have reassurance that they're actually going to support you and that they're actually here for you, then you could say, please send me another sign. And you can actually dictate what you want. Maybe send me a robin, send me more numbers, or just make it plain obvious. And if you're unsure of what to ask for, you could just, and say, for example, you're trying to decide on a job, or you're trying to decide what to do in your business next, or maybe where to take it, then just go, I choose that you'll help me and you will support me with finding the next path and way forward for me. And I choose that you'll give me the clarity, and please can you show me the way? And that's it. And then an opportunity will come. It's so amazing how there's so many people that just start working with me, and we start clearing through this mist, and we start finding a way that communicating with spirit works for them. And then, you know, they could be stuck on something, and they could be stuck on something. They've had experts trying to help them. They've hired people in, you know, so many things. And I'm like, just ask spirit. This is how we do it. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than what I'm trying to give you now in this brief training. But basically, we go through the stages of what they need to do. They do it, and they're like, oh my God, Katie, can you believe it? This person just rang me, or this has just happened. And there's so many coincidences. Is it a coincidence? And they're almost a bit shocked and a bit dumbfounded. Bear with me, guys. I just need to plug in my laptop. It's going to die. They're almost a bit shocked and a bit dumbfounded, and they don't. At first, I think some of them don't actually believe that it's real. They're almost a bit like, well, what has she done? She casted some kind of spell on me, or how is this all happening? And they almost feel a bit like bit freaked out, I think, at first. But then once they realise that spirit are there and spirit are guiding them and spirit are the ones that are navigating, and all they've done is just unlock a path and unlocked a gateway. And all I've done is give them the keys to open up to have answers that they've been struggling with. It's incredible. It's literally life changing, literally life changing. And the best part is you can start doing this now. You've got nothing to lose and absolutely everything to gain. And I think there can be a worry when looking for signs and looking for meanings and looking for ways to communicate with spirit. We can feel that we're doing things wrong. Like, for example, I did a course, a live webinar on visualizing with spirit. And I gave them step by step in the visualizing spirit. Was anyone on that live stream? Let me know if you were. But I gave them step by step, like, guideline. This is what you do. This is how you work it. This is how we identify how it works for you. We were going through it all. And then people were asking me questions like, what do I do with this after? And after I've written it out, do I then burn it? Or what happens? And they were like, oh, do I put it on a board? And where do I put this board? And where do I put this? And I was like, you know what? You can worry so much that you're getting it wrong. But if it feels really good to you, then you're not getting it wrong. And like me, when I'm trying to speak French to people, at least I'm trying, to communicate, and I'm trying my best. Maybe if I do my weird high pitched voice and I do wave my arms around and start maybe drawing pictures, that has been done. Or I start pointing at things to try and get people to understand. which way, I'm trying to, explain to them, or trying to get them some clarification somewhere. Even if I am looking like a bit of a div with it and being a bit silly, at least I'm trying. Like, you can't get it wrong that badly that you can't recover from it. That's what my point is. So spirit will think you're amazing for even trying, and they will think you're wonderful and support you, because they'll love this aspect that you're doing and love how you're helping them. So you've just got to find what works for you, and then that's the way forward. That's it. But it's all about a trial and error. But don't be scared about getting it wrong. Like I said, they're up there with their clipboards ready to help you, but they're not up there with their clipboards ready to whack you over the head if you get it wrong. I think sometimes they do want to whack me over the head, especially when I was like, well, probably first, I don't know, it's just took me so long, guys, to nail all this and to understand this. And my poor spirit guides must have been like, seriously, how slow can one person be? Like, just do it, just get on with it, Katie. But you know what? I'm glad I had the long, tedious journey, and I'm glad that there was all the hurdles and loopholes, because it's made me so knowledgeable to be able to help you guys, and it's made me be able to help thousands of other people not take that long 16-year route around things, and to have everything you design have that connection. And I'm here to normalize it all for you so that you can all have a peaceful life and have your true desires, and just know that you're not on your own. So I don't want you all wandering around wondering what the signs mean. Is that butterfly a butterfly? And then trying to rationalize it. Well, maybe I'm next to a butterfly farm and one's escaped. Or maybe it's just one of those things. Like, I don't want you guys rationalize it. Whenever I get anyone getting a sign and then they message me all excited, like, hey, I've got a sign, I got a sign, I got this, and I'm like, wonderful. Or if I see them in spirits white feathers and I'm like, oh God, love them, I love it, I love seeing the pictures, I love seeing that they're sharing it. And then they're like, but it could have been this. And I'm like, no, please don't rationalize it. Don't take that special thing away from spirit. It takes such a lot of energy for them to send you these signs. It takes such a lot for them to let you know that they've seen you and they know you are there and you are needing them. And, to do that is such a lot for them that they will want to get their clipboards and whack you over the head if you do start to try and rationalize it. And again, if you have done that, the flip side of that is you're normal human beings. That's what we do. We want the science behind things. We want proof, don't we? We want proof in the pudding. Even if we do fully believe in spirit and love spirit, we still want that reassurance that it's defo, and it is what everyone else is experiencing. So I get it completely. But from a spiritual angle, when I hear them saying, tell them not to doubt us, tell them to just trust us, tell them to understand that that sign is us. Please do, Katie. Please get them to. Then I'm like, okay, my darlings up there, I will look after you, and I'll make sure I'll spread the word for you, and I'll share that those signs have come from you and that they are your loved ones. And you'll find, guys, that the more that you acknowledge that the sign's a sign and say, thank you, I love that, and I trust that you'll send me more. Or thank you, I trust that there's a meaning behind this if you haven't asked for anything, and I know that you will lead me to the next meaning. So even if you just do it that way, that's going to allow the space for spirit to support you, and it's going to allow them to go, oh, she gets it, or he gets it, and yeah, they get it, and I'm going to send them more now, because can you imagine, they're up there, your loved ones, and they miss you just as much as you miss them. So if you think of the pain and grief that we can sometimes suffer, and it's so awful, it's awful grief, it's just literally the worst thing I think that can ever happen to anyone is grief. And can you imagine that they're also feeling that as well? And they also, some of them feel responsible for you, the fact that they feel like they've left you. And they're trying to send you this sign, and they're being your guardian angels up there, and they're working with your other spiritual team, because there's a whole bunch of them. And then they sent you your sign, and then you just think, oh, well, that feather's come from the duck pond over there. So yeah, that's that. Like, no, if that feathers give you goosebumps, if that feathers made you stop and look at it and pay more attention to it, that feather's your sign, absolutely your sign. So don't ever, ever disregard the signs. Don't ever focus too much on the meaning of the sign. Remember, if you've asked for something, the sign will be in response to whatever you've asked for. But if you haven't asked for anything, it can be that you need to allow them to guide you, and they want you to ask them, they want you to reach out. So think about what's bothering you. Think about if there's somebody's anniversary coming up that's over there on the other side, or a birthday, or somebody, like I said, a baby's coming along, or a wedding, because that'll awaken all the spirits. Think about what's going on in your life. Just take a moment. We're all so busy and running around so much, and I'm terrible for that. So I can't say I'm, sat here meditating most of the day, because I don't. I run around like a demented buffoon. So, but if you just take a moment to just sit and think about what's going on in your life and what's going on around you, then you can actually try and understand what this sign means and what it is that they're trying to support you with, and where is it that you're feeling a bit imbalanced, and where is it you feel that you need a little bit of support. And that's going to be your key. That's going to be your guide. That's how you're going to know that they're there for you, and that's your sign, and that your team are trying to reach out to you for you to reach out and get some guidance from them. So does that make sense? Does that resonate with you all? And are you all going to follow the signs? Are you all going to do it? I need to learn to take my chewing gum out before a live stream. I am sorry. I chew chewing gum because it makes your teeth whiter. Top tip there, top tip. I'm just going to come to the comments because I'm conscious I've totally ignored you all. If anyone has anything to say on this, please share. I love to read all your comments. And remember, if you get any messages after this live stream from anyone asking you to inbox them, please don't inbox them, because they are unfortunately fraudulent. And yeah, just please don't inbox them. So ignore any comments that you get through. So people are saying, I always get numbers. I get numbers, songs and words. I love the songs and words. I love it when the words just resonate with you and they just make you go, oh yeah, there's my answer. They just make me chuckle. Oh my God, I have loads of signs last year. I can literally feel my little girl around me most days. Oh, Natasha, darling, I'm sending you so much love. Oh, how wonderful that you can feel her and you acknowledge her. Think about how happy she's going to be knowing that you're acknowledging her and you're saying that she's there and you are feeling her, and wonderful, wonderful for her. So keep doing that. Diamond saying, my spirit send me signs at 5:20. It must be a significant time for one of my angels, but who? It's puzzling me. Okay, so Diamond, 5:20, pay attention. If you're always waking up at the same time, guys, if you're waking up a lot between 3 o'clock and 4 a.m., it's spiritual awakening hours. So they want you to start awakening to spirit world, maybe start practicing, or you've got a gift of some kind. But that's usually what they do. They wake up around 3 or 4, and they'll literally do it until you start taking action with spirit. And it's really annoying, I know, but they do it. 5:20, I'm not sure, but if you Google 520 and see what the spiritual meaning is behind that, that can be your sign. Also, regards to the angels, don't worry about who it is that's up there trying to. I was thinking about this, right? Diamond, you've raised a really good point, because again, the human side of us is we want to know who it is that's up there and guiding us, and who it is that's like with us and supporting us. And this will slow down your connection to spirit tenfold if you focus on this. And the only way I can describe it is, if you were to go to, it's probably not the best explanation, but just let's go with it. If you were to go to a lovely restaurant, let's think of a really nice restaurant. There's a restaurant called Simpson's. I don't know where you all are in the world, but in the UK, there's a beautiful 5-star restaurant, well, Michelin star restaurant called Simpson's. So if you were to go to Simpson's, right, and you were like, I'm going to Simpson's, can't wait to book the table. It's been 2 months wait, but I'm here, I'm going, I'm going to have a beautiful meal. And you sit down and you are handed a menu, you choose what you want to eat, and the menu and the food's delivered. Now, in some places, you probably will want to know who the chef is, but most of the time you're going to sit, enjoy your meal, enjoy the chat that you're with, and just get on with it, aren't you? And say, oh my gosh, that was the nicest meal ever, it was the best meal, and really enjoy it. But are you going to want to know who's washed your plate? Are you going to want to know who's brought the name of the waiter that brought your food to you? Are you going to want to know the chef that went out and sourced the vegetables? Are you going to want to know which farm the meat came from? Are you going to want to know which milk they used and where it was farmed, and the full proceeds on the procedure on how they churned the milk and the butter and everything else? Do you get where I'm going with this? Like, are you going to want to know all that, or are you happy enough to just enjoy your meal and the beautiful surroundings you're in? My point is, when you go for a meal, you don't want to know necessarily the chef is, his name, what he's about, where he grew up, where his family live. You don't really need to know. All you need to know is that he can cook and that he's trained and he's healthy and he's hygienic, especially in COVID. And he's going to deliver your food to you that's cooked fresh, within date, and it's going to taste nice. That's all you need to know. So you wouldn't go in into a kitchen and give them the Spanish Inquisition, would you? So don't do that to Spirit. Don't do that to them either, because if you wanted to go in and literally speak to the chef and know everything about him before he actually delivers your food, well, you're not going to be talking to the person that you're with. So you're not going to be enjoying the whole restaurant experience, and it's going to take the shine away from what you're actually eating. So think about it in that sense. So do not be obsessed with who it is that you're speaking to. Yes, it's more comforting to know who it is, of course, because it's the trust factor, but you can still build a relationship with Spirit when you don't know who they are. You can do that. It's the biggest test of your faith, biggest test of time, but you can do it. You can absolutely do it. So think about it in the same thing. Spirit are the chef. So don't question the chef, don't question Spirit, don't question your angels, just know that they're there. Does that make sense? Kirsty said, my little boy started to sing a status quo yesterday morning. Status quo, God, they're old, aren't they? Which always used to be played at my nan and pop's house. And I said to him, why are you singing? Where did you hear it? And he was like, I don't know, I just felt so comforted just hearing him sing it. I thought it must be a sign from them. Absolutely. I don't know any child that sings status quo. So that's a massive, massive sign. That's absolutely gorgeous. And how wonderful for you. Bless him. Sharon saying, see a lot of numbers just now. Yep. Susanna saying, happens a lot to me with numbers. Yep. 111, 11, 333. Yep. I know exactly what you mean, guys. Louise is saying the same. See numbers every day and have been for months. Amazing. So they're getting a bit probably frustrated with you, Pam. Dig deep into what it is that they need you to open up and talk to them about so that you can start getting more guidance, more support. Christine, how do I get my spirit to tell me if I should move or not? Throw it up to them. Again, go back to how you actually communicate with spirit, or how you actually communicate day to day, what feels most comfortable to you. So what I was saying at the beginning, Christina, about, well, midway through this, I think, midway, how you feel easier communicating, do that, ask them, ask for the guidance, and trust and wait and know that it'll be sent. Seeing double letters too. Oh, I've never heard of the letters. Again, Google it, see what the angel meaning is. White mist over face. Davina, I've not heard of that, but that anything white related is angelic. So again, it could be your guardian angels coming over you. 5 different rainbows in 1 hour traveling on Mother's Day. Knew it was my son. Oh, how beautiful. That is so gorgeous. And see how you felt it and you knew the passion, the love. I was using my necklace with my mum's rings on it. I used it as a pendulum now. I know how to connect with my mum, Katie. Oh, that's gorgeous, Sharon. Amazing. And obviously the power, obviously objects hold. Any object that's been on your loved one and was part of their life will hold on to their energy. So absolutely, it will be them directing you. So that's incredible. Me too, Colette. I think angels all the time. Oh, I thank my angels all the time. Sorry. Have an owl in my woods who hoots 3 times when spirit wants my attention. Judy, that's incredible. That's incredible. I'll let you all in on a secret. I'm scared of owls. Really scared. Really scared of owls. After writing my letter to spirit, I get loads of angel numbers. Maybe they're trying to confirm they've heard me. Absolutely. Absolutely. That'll be your thing. Hello, Sam. Sharon saying she's a slow coach too. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Poor spirit. Seriously, I can't believe they've trusted me with this gift. You know, they're probably thinking, she's had that many years of training. She's got to be good after this. We've put everything into her. Oh, Friday fun. I talk all the time to Mr. Robbie and he follows me around the garden. Oh, Colette, that's so beautiful. I love that. I lost an old handbag, but found it this week in the back of the wardrobe, which I was so excited about. I opened it and found a large white feather inside. Never seen it before. Chuckled to myself and popped it back in the wardrobe, but then turned around to find a black feather right in front of my bare foot. I couldn't believe it. I'm not sure what this means. what it means. So, okay, so black feather is basically a sign of protection. So the spirit are protecting your energy, protecting you. So you must be worrying at the moment, and there must be something pondering on your mind, Laurie. And they're just giving you that reassurance that you're protected, you're guided, and you are being led the right path. So don't be worried about any decisions or things you're making. You are doing the right things and you're being supported. That's what that means. How amazing. Um, Hi, Katie. Hello, Jax. Hello, Philip. You found a blue jay feather 3 days ago. Never seen one before. I don't think I've ever seen a blue feather before. Did you look at the meaning of that, Philip? Colette, oh yes, always. Rachel, yes, always looking for them. Wow, there's so many of you on today. I love this. I've been seeing white butterflies a lot. Angels, Christine, white butterflies are. Hi, Katie. Yes, I do. Oh, fabulous, Christine. Hello, Lucy Billy. Oh, Joe was saying that as you were speaking, my son came in stressed out with his online game. I was about to say, have a break when you said take a moment. See, I said it for you. Said it for you. I was told in a dream last night that I have the gift and I need to use it. It was so real, it blew me away. Christina, there you go. There's your sign. Get yourself all trained. 520 on Carl Gray's Angel Number Book. Your connection to God is stronger than ever. Welcome home to love. Oh, how beautiful. I have a cheeky spirit that blows air on my face. I can't think why. Louise, they will do that. They will start getting more obvious with their signs if they've sent a few and there's been nothing back from you. I don't always like the ones that when they blow in my face. I always think, oh, where's that wind come from? So they just tend to blow on my neck now. But usually when I've been so busy and I've been ignoring all the signs or I've totally missed them, then they will step it up a little bit and they possibly will start messing around with your lights or your phones or electronics, just to warn you guys. We are always protected and guided. Absolutely, absolutely. They're all up there to love you and support you. And it's the most, you know what the crazy thing is? Like, this is so normal. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I actually hid my gift. If you've known me for a while, if you're new to me, then you probably won't know this. But I hid my gift for a long time because I was so worried that people would think I was weird or would think it was abnormal. But like, this is so normal. This is normal. Like, there's so much more out there than we can ever imagine. There's so many things that so many different people have experienced that just can't be rationalized and can't be put into any kind of box. And why would we want to? Why would we want to put them in a box? And it's like, just accept that there's more up there. You can allow, and again, here's a misconception, you can allow as much of this into your life as you want, but it's there for you. It's there for you to have, to use, to put into your life, to give you comfort, to give you guidance, give you support, whatever it is that you desire to do with it. Like I said, I utilize my spiritual gift, my practices to help female entrepreneurs. I use it to help people develop their skills because I never want anyone to feel the way I felt, which was lost, like I was a freak, like I was weird. And I just didn't want that. And I'm now on a mission to change how it's perceived in the media and to change it for good. And yeah, probably I'm one person. My mom keeps telling me, Kate, you're one person, just take your time, don't take on the world. But I am on a mission to do this and I will do it. And, there's not any rush necessarily, but this is it. Like, it's here for you. You can all have it. And it gives you so much strength and so much empowerment to know that you are protected and that you can navigate your life and you can navigate what you want and bring your true desires towards you. And there's a whole process you follow and it's there. And the only reason that people don't necessarily tap into this is maybe lack of knowledge, fear of the unknown, or actually they don't really want their desires. Maybe they're scared of success or they're scared of actually having their dreams. Maybe if they have their dreams, they're almost like, well, will I be accepted in life? Will this be, if I get that promotion, will people hate me underneath? Will I be happy? And they associate that progression and success maybe doesn't necessarily bring happiness, but it does. You living here in your highest form and having the best things for you and having the most support or support during the most painful parts of your life, or if you're unwell and having somebody there on the other side rooting for you, filling you with spiritual empowerment to help you through difficult hurdles, you're absolutely worthy of that. And why would you not want that? Why would you not want to tap into that? And this is it. And this is why spirit gets so frustrated with us and want to bash us over the head with their clipboards. Because people don't tap into this, people don't utilize it, and it's there for each and every one of you. Where was I? Sorry, I tend to go off on a tangent. But obviously people need to hear this. There's a bang on a cardboard box in our hall, and straight after the lounge curtain started to blow from the wall and there was no draft, the windows are closed. I'd love to know who was visiting us. Oh, I love those ones. That used to happen to me when I was a kid all the time. I'd be sat on the settee, and I'm not ashamed to say I sucked my thumb till I was about 13. And I was sat on the settee sucking my thumb watching TV, and the curtains would blow forward and back, and then I'd feel someone come and sit next to me and hold my hand. You'd actually see the seat go down, like the cushion where someone sat, and they'd hold my hand, and I'd just put my hand out. I was so used to it. I'd just sit there with my thumb and just put my hand out to hold the hand. And yeah, so your guides, it could be a number of people, loved ones on the other side. Again, just ask them to show you a sign as to who it actually is. But just know that they're there with love and there's someone there looking after you. And aren't you lucky, Joanna? That's how I'd see it. Let's have a look. Always hear knocking and my name being called, Amy. Oh, Amy, yes, my girls get this. They always get it, and they get whispers of it as well, and it's lovely. And I just say thank you, be grateful, and it takes so much energy and love, and they do say thank you. So how beautiful. Thank you, Kate. My children are seeing the spirits run across the landing now, two from one child's room to the other. What does that mean? Oh, they're spirit kids, they're spirit children, kids. You know how, again, using the French scenario, if you go to another country and the kids they don't able to speak each other's language, but they all play together. Isn't that amazing? And they all just seem to play a game and get on with each other. It's the same in spirit world. So I had loads of spirit friends, and I was so lucky. I felt that I had the best friends in the world because I'd always got loads of friends to play with, always. And I'd sit in my room for hours playing dolls with them and games and singing, and I was the happiest kid till I was 8, and then I realised that they weren't real, freaked out. But I was really happy, and that's wonderful. So I think it's great that all these spirit children are coming to play with your children. How wonderful. Denise, I've always felt we used to be more in tune with spirit and universal energy, but we've had it knocked out of us over the years. Yeah, I think it's the media. I don't want to keep blaming the media because it's not fair necessarily. They're just trying to sell papers and channels, and I get that, but it's far more interesting. Well, is it actually? You answer this for me, guys. Is it more interesting to watch a film that's scary about spirit, so something's going to jump out on you and a shadow's going to be there? Well, yeah, it probably is. I suppose this one won't be a box seller, will it? There's video one, film number one. Film number two, how to actually embrace spiritualism, talking about all the things that they do, and all the signs that they give and all the ways that it can come to you. But then there's a happy ending. Like, which one is better? I suppose the dark one sells more, doesn't it? So naturally they're going to show more of that, but it's not true. It's not true at all. I've always felt embarrassed about my gift and spiritual beliefs, but not anymore. Thanks to listening to you. Amazing. Thank you, Denise. Thank you so much for that. I mean, I won't lie to you guys. Sometimes I cringe when I have to tell certain people what I do. And I'll give you this. I think I've told you this before, but I'll tell you again because it just makes me chuckle every time. In our old house, do you remember my old office, guys? If you've been following me for a while, in our old office, I used to have the feather behind me, and I wanted that room decorated, and I wanted to change the feature wall. And I got this decorator around, and I was like trying to explain to him how I wanted soft tones because the mood of the room obviously plays an impact in what I do. So here I'm very careful about the feng shui, where everything is, because of the spiritual flow. And you could see him like this, and he was like, "You what?" And I said, "So I want the pale wall over there, and I want these walls white." And I was telling him what I wanted. And I was like, because obviously what I do, I don't know why I assumed he knew. And he was like, "Okay." And I said, "So I want this to keep the spiritual flow there so that obviously I can contact spirit and it won't interfere with the connection with them." And he was like, "Connection with?" I went, "With spirit." And he's like, "What do you do?" And I said, "I'm a psychic medium." Well, I kid you not, he went, "Thanks, love, I'll come back to you soon." Ran out the door. I never heard from him again. He was gone. And I was like, what the heck? Where's he gone? I want my wallpaper. Like, I was hoping you'd come next week. I was like, where's the man gone? Honestly, like Tom and Jerry, where they're on like the scooters and they're just like, woo, there was a wall, we'd have gone woo through the wall. There was literally a wallpaper man's shape through my front door. He'd gone, he'd trapped, he'd literally trapped out of my house, he was gone. And I was like, oh, we won't be using him then. Mr. H was like, oh, how'd you get on with that guy? I was like, well, I told him what I did and he's not coming back. And he's like, oh, okay, I've told you, don't tell people. Don't tell people what you do. But it's so funny. And girls, sorry, if you're ever in a bar and a guy tries to talk to you and you just want him to go away, just tell him you're a psychic medium. They're gone within seconds. So I do literally hold back on some people. And I do still to this day, and I can't believe I sit here telling you all this, and I'm going to own up to this, but still to this day, if I'm meeting people the first time and I say what I am, and I say I'm a psychic medium, I follow it up with, but I'm a real normal person, really. So there's still something within me that still doesn't feel like it's socially accepted, and I'm owning that with you. You know, guys, I'm always honest with you. I'm going to be honest about it. I do that still, but most of the time I do own it, and the response is quite good now. I feel like people do go, oh, that's interesting, or oh, wow, really? And they don't quite expect it. Why would they? So, but there is an element of me that is still a bit like, I don't know. Is it safe? Can I tell them I'm going to get quizzed? And I don't want to kind of get into that like argument. Well, not argument with them, debate whether spirit's real or not. It's just like everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Of course they are. And I respect that. And if they don't feel comfortable with it, then that's absolutely okay. They must trust that. So that's how I feel. It's interesting to see how many of you are light workers here, and if you tell people what you do, maybe we all need to own it a little bit more. Maybe that's a lesson that we can take away from this. I'm so sorry. This is like the longest live stream in the world. I'm so sorry. It wasn't meant to go on this long. Are you all right still? Have I bored you? Conscious I'm boring you all. Yeah, let's. Oh, I think we know how immediately to tell who it's safe to tell. Yeah, but you know what? It should be safe to tell everyone, shouldn't it, Denise? But I know this is what we do. You're all saying you hate the way the media portrays spirit. People are so scared, but they are nothing but love and light. I know, exactly. It's frustrating, isn't it? Uh, and you're all saying sharp exit with film one. Yeah, film two. Definitely. See, you guys are all on my wavelength. There we go. And Colette's saying she doesn't tell people that you're a healer. Yeah, I get it. I get it completely. I mean, we've moved here to our new area. We've been here a year next month, and no one's actually asked me what I do. But if they did, I think I would say to them, I'm a business coach. And the reason I'd say that is because I don't want to spend hours explaining spirit, because some people do on the other side of it ask you so many questions, and if you switched off and you're normalizing, you're off to the shops or you want to do something, or you're with the family, you don't really want to go into a full debate about it. You just want to enjoy that time and switch off. So that can be the case as well, but most of the time I am a little bit funny over who I tell. But maybe we should all make it a vow. We're going to own it. We're going to own who we are. We're going to own that we've got gifts. We're going to own the beauty of it. And we're just going to say and shout it from the rooftops and tell everybody. Maybe that's the thing now, and that's what we all need to stand by. Okay, so let's all do that together. Messaging is disabled for this page. What have I pressed? Oh, I'm terrible, aren't I? What have I pressed? Sorry if you can't comment now. I think I've pressed a button. Right, so there we go, my darlings. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope I've not waffled on too much and you've got the gist of it. But signs are beautiful. If you want to share in Spirits and White Feathers or Spiritually Rich Babe group, I don't think you can share to a public page, but if you can, then great. Share with me what signs you've had and how you're getting on with this. And remember, on Monday, we've got the 5 ways in 5 days. So get yourself into the Spiritually Rich Babe Facebook group, because we will be going through the 5 days, 5 ways that you can bring spiritualism into your life to bring in money. Yep, to bring in money. We all love to buy handbags. We all love to buy things. And also to bring clarity, and also so you can understand how on earth you know what to ask for and what your desires are. So get yourself in there, in that group. We start on Monday. It's 5 days. And you will not want to miss it. It's amazing. So if you've got a business, or whether you just want to be rich in life, you just get yourself in that group. It's incredible. I'll post the link after the live stream so you can get yourself in there, or it's on a previous post on this page. So the post I posted this morning, the The post I posted this morning, it'll be on there as well, the link, but I'll post it on here. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling now. Have a gorgeous Friday, whatever you're up to. I'm off to cook a curry now for Mr. H. Poor thing, I'm not the best cook, but I'll try. I love you all so much, and I'll see you all again on Monday for the 5 days, 5 ways, and also for business readings on here. Have a gorgeous weekend. Big loves, big hugs. Mwah! Bye.